So here's the deal, guys. The end is nigh, which is a huge bummer, objectively, but we have the perfect disc for the occasion, the Doomsday Discs Chemtrail. Now, Doomsday Discs, they're a smaller disc golf company. I think they have around 30-ish different molds though, so they actually got a nice little selection. I feel like they've really grown in popularity recently. Part of the reason being, their discs look freaking sick. This is in the retina plastic, which looks awesome. I've never owned a Doomsday disc myself, thrown them a couple times out of other people's bags, but I figured it's really time for me to sit down and test one out. So I'm excited to toss this around, see how it flies. Let's go hit the course. So the Chemtrail has a number 75-21, so it seems like it's gonna be a pretty flippy fairway driver. I will say on their website, they described this disc as holding the line, which doesn't necessarily mean flippy. So I'm curious if this is more of a straight disc or an understable disc. We'll find out. Starting out on a 342-foot par 4, but they pushed the basket back. Baskets are still in the gold position. They've been in gold position for like a month now. So this is probably more like 400 feet. You gotta have a disc that turns throughout the flight. So I'm trusting that -2 turn, that if we release it flat, we're gonna get the backhand turnover that we need. Okay, yeah, we got turn throughout the flight, but it's definitely gonna come back. That was nice. First ever throw of the Chemtrail. Released it kind of high. If we put that out lower, probably would have saw more turn. That's pretty solid. It's gonna put us in a good spot. I was worried if I put some mustard on it that we'd see that sucker roll. But now I know we can put a little bit of heat on it. Don't have to worry too much about it. Perfect spot for a little envy approach. Get up there. Oh, we smacked the rock. So I've been trying to figure out what the plastic reminds me of for these retina discs, because I have not been able to figure out who exactly is manufacturing these discs. Doomsday doesn't manufacture their own discs, so they outsource it to other companies. Oh, terrible. There we go. Getting warmed up. And from my research, it seems like there's at least 4 different manufacturers that make discs for Doomsday discs, but they are pretty hush-hush about who's actually making the discs. It seems like it's a mix of the typical manufacturers that you see out there, as well as some injection molding companies that don't typically do disc golf stuff. But it's interesting because Doomsday Discs has 4 lines of discs: the prepper line, the catastrophic line, the munitions line, and the conspiracy line. And the Chemtrail is part of the conspiracy line, which they say are made in a remote location, which is kind of weird. Right off the dome, that's making me think like Yikun Discs maybe is manufacturing the conspiracy line that the Chemtrail is part of. But the plastic doesn't scream Yikun to me. 350-ish foot par 3, downhill, gotta make the gap here. I think we can put this out flat, but you don't want to turn it into the tree line on the right. That's really the major mistake here. So maybe a little bit of Hyzer and just see if we can get it to flip up to flat and turn a little bit later in the flight. Oh, I threw it so low, but you can see all that turn. That's nice. If the basket was in the normal spot, that'd been really good. We got a nice skip at the end. This retina plastic is really glossy, a little bit slick, tons of swirls in it. Right off the bat, it really reminds me of like Streamline Neutron discs. Get in there, nope. It's got a little bit of flex to it, but not a ton of gumminess. But they've done a really good job with the swirls, with the stamps, the aesthetic of their discs in general, top notch, love it. Once again, we are throwing downhill to start. Again, probably gonna need a Hyzer flip to make sure we stay in the middle of the fairway. Yeah, look at that nice flip up. That was a beauty. Tons of glide. And because it had the height, it's gonna fade out at the end. And this channel's sponsor, Disc Golf Deals USA, they recently got a big restock on Doomsday discs. So if you're looking for any, use my affiliate link in the description below to get 10% off your entire order on Disc Golf Deals USA. It's a great deal, and you support the channel, so pretty cool. 500-foot par 4. Gotta hit this gap off the tee. Probably gonna go middle gap with a flippy disc like this. I will say, I think that the numbers are really accurate, like the -2 turn, 1 fade, because it has all that flip up, comes back just a tiny bit, but I really like it for these Hyzer flips so far. Yeah, look at all that flip up. Oh, Hyzer flipped to flat to keep turning right to come back. Ooh, that's a beauty. That is so nice. Smooth. Let's compare that to the old classic Innova Leopard, 6.5 -2.1. Pro plastic, so a little bit on the understable side, but not very beat up. Very similar flight. Very, very similar. Yeah, those are both really nice. I love the Leopard, it's a classic. Pretty much every company has something similar to the Leopard, and the Chemtrail does a good job in that Leopard spot. These discs literally landed, what, 3 feet from one another, which really just goes to show how similar they are. Little MD5 upshot to seal the deal here, yeah. And let me know what your favorite Leopard style disc is down below in the comments. I love fairway drivers like the Leopard where it's understable, but it's a controllable and predictable amount of understability. There we go. Oh, Chemtrail, maybe a little bit flippier than the average Leopard style disc, which I like for holes like this. This is a 365-foot par 3. It's a tunnel shot, so I like going hyzer flip. I like going with a disc that I know is going to turn pretty much no matter how hard I throw it. Like I don't have to really juice it to see the turn, which is nice. Yeah, plenty of turn. Come on back at the end of the flight. That's gonna be probably park. Nice, you love to see it. And with Doomsday discs, I really like the commitment to the bit. Like these guys go hardcore when it comes to their branding, the names of the discs, all of their marketing. They never waver. I like the fact that they go all in, 100% commitment. This is a short par 4, 350-ish feet, but there are a ton of trees to navigate. And we want to take it on this right side and just ride into the left. So this is going to really test whether or not we can finesse this to not just flip on up and over for us. We want it to ride the angle. That's one thing about this disc, like the description of it on their website says it holds the line, which I wouldn't really say is 100% accurate because flippy discs don't really hold the line, you know, they flip, which flipping is great if that's the shot you're going for. If you want something that holds the line, then you want more neutral than flippy. In this case, we're gonna have to throw this really lightly to hold the hyzer angle that we started out on and just hyzer in towards the basket. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, looks awesome. See, it flipped up to flat. Oh, see, we needed that to not keep flipping. I threw that so gently because as we flipped up, it started going straighter rather than riding the hyzer. So this is a disc that I really like. I just don't know if I like it for its intended purpose of being a straighter disc, but I can probably do some sneaky approaches with it here. You probably can't see the basket, but it's off to the left here, but there's some gullies we have to avoid. See, that's kind of what I was trying to do on the drive, but you really got to throw it gently to have it hold the hyzer and not just flip up. And we hit a tree, so we have a no look at the basket here. So now we're taking this to an 810-foot par 5, tons of OB, tons of water, especially on the left side of the fairway where the river kind of snakes through the hole here. So there's a chance we lose this forever. Trying to avoid that, but I think the flippiness will help us out because if we're to the right, we're safe. Gonna have to trust this on hyzer though. Love that. See, hyzer flipped to flat and turning pretty aggressively to the right, but you know, that's okay. We were playing it safe there. Could have put that out on more hyzer to get that straighter shot, put us in a better spot, but we'll take not in the water. This does put us in kind of a dicey spot because you can see the creek runs all to the left here and we need to get over the creek, but we're kind of far here. This would be like a 350-ish foot shot across, which we can do, but it's just kind of a specific line you got to hit. So instead, I think we're just going to throw this on some anhyzer and see that turn to the right, just keep us safe, because the right is safe pretty much throughout the entire hole. Yeah, there we go. See all that turn. Oh, shoot. Well, didn't play that great. Well, our safe shot ended up not being safe at all because we hit this early tree, fell down into the out of bounds here, but I'm just gonna throw it from out of bounds because I make the rules today. I absolutely hate standstills, but we just wanna get in bounds here. Just a nice little layup. Oh, that might not have done it. Dang, I thought I was gonna turn more. Oh, that's gonna be really close. All right, well, not sure if you can see the disc, but you know, it's on the ice. Hey, at least there's ice here still, somehow. Double OB, not my finest moment. We're gonna quit here before I actually lose this disc. Overall, it's an awesome disc. Has more turn than I thought it would. Not a bad thing, just different. Nice little turnover disc. Being low speed, it's pretty easy to get up to speed and see that turn. Of course, guys, once again, you can use my affiliate link in the description below to get 10% off your entire order on Disc Golf Deals USA. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you consider liking and subscribing. We are super close to 4,000 subscribers, so join the Fajita family if you haven't already. You can also follow me on UDisc community at Flying Fajita or Instagram at Flying Fajita Disc Golf. As always, guys, I love you. Take care. I'll see you next time.